Alright, I'm back. This is part 2 of painting a barrel racer, and I've painted in the shirt, I've painted in the pants, and I've painted in the boots, or not the boots, but the stirrups. I see a little mistake here. Anytime you have a mistake of any kind, just blot it out and then repaint it. You know, that's all you got to do. Let's see if I can repaint that. Get that back to dark. There we go. It's part of the saddle horn there that got into the leg of the pant. Anyways, so I've done the horse, and I've done it with this brush here. It's round brush. And I've done the shirt, and I'm probably going to come in and do a little bit more here on the shirt later on and make it a little bit more darker blue. It's kind of a teal green, the shirt is, in kind of glowing in the picture. But the hat, I might just put in a little bit of shadowing on the edges over here on this side. He's wearing sunglasses, so this will be black. So it'll look kind of funny, but it'll be black. And then I'll probably use a Sharpie, such as this. It's not on all the way. I'll use a Sharpie to paint in the eyes, or the mouth and the nose, just to emphasize it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything else to it. But that's basically it. I have spent less than an hour working on this so far. The hard part is the drying, because today is so moist, because it's so humid, it's going to take forever to dry. And then at the end of it all, I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to dip it into the burnt sienna, and then I'm going to splatter. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I'm splattering in some dirt. I'll probably do this now before I paint in the barrel, but I want to splatter in some dirt. And that's just how you give it texture and make it look like the ground, the sand. There's always a lot of sand when it comes to horses and barrel racing. There's always a lot of sand. Oh, I did a little bit too much there. That's all right. I'll be painting over that when I paint the barrel. But you just want to gently whack your brush, and that will give you sand splatters. Let's clean up this mess here. Again, use your paper towel as an eraser. Look at that. Gone. So even this here, just a little bit too much, gone. That's all you need, is a paper towel for the eraser, okay? If you make a mistake, you can erase it. You should be able to see that a little bit better, the spatter, but it's not showing up on the camera, so sorry about that. But, and I've got spatter all over the place I need to get rid of. Don't need it up in the clouds. If that happens, just blot it out. There you go. Okay, so the painting is almost dry, so I'm going to start working on doing a little bit more on the hand here. The hand is just an indication that it's a hand. It's just a blob, basically. The horse has a blaze running down its face. This is why this is white here. Now, I may use the marker to do the eyes of the horse, but I am going to do the nose. And basically the nose is just a dot. So we're going to come in and get some black. And black in watercolor isn't really black. And then we're going to put in the nose right there, right there. There's the nose. I don't know why I didn't paint in this area here. I'm going to do that now. Dry my lip brush a little bit before I do that. And I'm going to paint in this area here, part of the face of the horse. Let's paint that all in. And then over here is part of the horse. Paint that in, leaving space for the eye. We're going to do that later with the marker, since it's such a small area. and delicate, we want to do that with the marker. I'm going to blend this in a little bit. We don't want a line there. We don't want a harsh line on the horse's face. And then, of course, over here we've got a little bit of shadowing, and look, it's blooming again. I don't want it to bloom there, so I'll just blot that out. Okay. Maybe repaint this area here because it's blooming. There we go. You want the shadowing underneath the horse's face. So to make the shadowing, since I've just put paint down, I've got to wait a little while. But we're going to come in with burnt sienna and make it darker there where the shadowing needs to be. Let me show you. It's real dark there. Just to indicate the face of the horse. There we go. That's fine. Perfect. So there we got a little bit of the shadowing going on the horse's face. We've got a little bit of blue missing under his arm right here where it's sky. So we're going to take a little tiny bit of paint and just paint that in like so. Don't have to be perfect. It's not exactly blue, is it? No, it's, I don't know what that was. Unless I mixed in some brown in there. Let me get some more. Do this again. There we go. That's a little bit of the sky showing through there. Okay, so we're going to leave this and let it dry. And again, this is part 2. If you missed part 1, you need to go back and watch part 1. Get all this splatter out of there. Anyways. Okay, so I'll be back. Part 3.